Pretty excited for today's deck. This is, people who've been with the stream for a while remember us playing this archetype a lot back in the day. And I've had a Kiki core deck in my drafts post MH2 for the entirety of MH2. But I just never got around to playing it. And that being said, I've really gone it and changed a lot from that draft. It's probably like 20 cards different from kind of my first draft I had from MH2. But I'm pretty excited about it. I think I finally have it in a spot where I actually think it looks really good. Things I like are the abundant growths to fix the mana fixing a little bit, make your Yorions a little bit better. I saw the Ragavan. The one Ragavan probably looks weird, right? But in this archetype, I've always liked to have access to a good 1-mana creature to chord for, on turns where you can only chord for one, and you really want to use your Chord of Calling to get ahead on board. So I used to play one Giver of Runes in that spot instead, but I think Ragavan is better. It also gives you like a 9th 1-mana mana dork, which is solid too. And then we also have the Auriok Champion, Glasspool Mimic, Guardian, Restoration Angel combo, where if you have any two of these three creatures, and an Auriok Champion, that's infinite life. And if you have a Soul Herder in play, the Soul Herder becomes infinite power. So I like that combo. Also, my first drafts, I was much more heavy on Imperial Recruiter in my earlier drafts of the deck. I'm still playing one, but I think that it's better to be on Eladamri's Call over Recruiter, because Eladamri's Call works a lot better with Endurance and Solitude. Specifically Solitude. Like, if you have Eladamri's Call Solitude, you have a much better chance against Hammer Time, much better chance against, like, living into Eladamri's Call for Endurance. But you have, like, a much harder time, if you with more recruiters, I think. And also Eladamri's Call plays better with your, like, more impactful sideboard slot cards too, like the 2 and 3 mana ones. Just get them out of turn sooner. So that's the deck. I'm really excited. Let's jump into it, I guess. We also got some newer cards even after MH2 with like Outland Liberator. That might actually be the only one. Outland Liberator. Yeah, maybe that's the only card post MH2 that this deck has. Not that I didn't definitely miss anything. Tunes for 3 months, thank you so much. But I'm really, really excited about this. This is one of my favorite archetypes to play. I used to play this deck all the time on stream. Okay, we have the one of Ragavan. Let's keep this. Yeah. I know the one Ragavan is weird, but I really think you want one good 1-drop to chord for. It makes sense to me. So I don't have a Steam Vents in the deck, or if because my fetch lands don't get it, so I can get Sacred Foundry, or I can get Stomping Ground, or I could just get a Triumph. I think I'm gonna get the Sacred Foundry because I have double white cards in my hand. Artifact land on turn 1. Okay. Morning, Michael. See what we hit off Ragavan. Springleaf Drum would be great. I can't quite cast the Companion. Let me just go ahead and Wall of Omens. Good draw. Yeah, Yorion, Windswept Heath, Stomping Sacred Foundry, Ragavan. Cranial Plating, so we get to connect with Ragavan twice. Also, Deputy of Detention, pretty good against Saga tokens and pretty good against Rhinos. Why 80 card is Yorion good enough to justify? Yeah. This is the best Yorion deck in Modern. In fact, like, yeah. How much is this? 5. I could actually cast this. I don't think I'm going to. Maybe I should. Whatever, let's do it. Yeah, this is the best Yorion deck in Modern, where your deck is full of tutors, Eladamri's Call, Chord of Calling, Imperial Recruiter. So you actually have a lot of consistency in your Yorion deck, and because you play more cards, you get to play more tutor targets. And then my sideboard, and usually Yorion's biggest weakness is your sideboard is kind of weak. your sideboard is kind of weak in Yorion decks because you have you're not going to draw your impactful, powerful sideboard cards as often as you might like to. But in this deck, we are playing all creatures that we can tutor for with our sideboard. So yeah, Yorion is definitely very good in this deck. Alright, so they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, their construct's going to be very big. So I guess I'm going to just Charming Prince my Wall of Omens. Play Ice-Fang. I can't tell if you're calling it the best Yorion deck is sarcastic. It is not. It is completely serious. This is, or I guess the comment was probably after my long explanation. But yes, this is the best Yorion deck. Or I should say, I should maybe say like, maybe this isn't the best deck that plays Yorion, but Yorion is, like, the Yorion's deck building restriction is the most diminished in this deck. Yorion is the most powerful in this deck. We're also playing just a deck full of creatures that enter the battlefield. So Yorion's effect is also more powerful than it is in other decks. Thought Monitor's pretty good. R5, thank you for the 4 months. Glad you're liking the stream. Another drum. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. I know I can come off as sarcastic probably more often than I intend to. I think I'm going to chump block with Ragavan. I guess I'll play Ice-Fang first. I don't have Death Touch, but not that I would really want to use the Death Touch here. Okay, I also don't have enough green creatures to Chord of Calling. Can Chord of Calling next turn. So I can go Deputy of Detention, Hierarch, Stomping Ground, and then I can Chord for 1, 2, 3 green. I can Chord for 4. Okay, seems fine. The Real Goblin King, thank you for your subscription. Appreciate ya. Deputy looking very nice here. Alright, another Saga. Yeah, their draw was definitely slow to get out of the gate, but it's picking up fast here. Easy bug, 13 months. I might just go for Kiki combo here. I can Chord for Witness, and then get back our Chord. I don't think we can kill next turn. We might be able to. Why are they swinging with Ornithopter? Okay, so they can equip the plating. Probably should have blocked. Oh yeah, can Chord for 5. Yeah. Which gets me Kiki, so I could go Chord for Solitude here. This is lethal, so I have to do something. I can also just evoke Solitude. Yeah, I feel like getting Kiki in play is pretty good. I guess I should have responded to the attach, but we're probably gonna win this game with the infinite combo anyways. Evoke Solitude, get Kiki, copy Prince. Ooh, yeah, copying Prince is pretty good. Like it. So one card Felidar Kiki. Yeah, we also have Resto Kiki. That's, I mean, you can also just, it's not the only way you could win the game. That's the main way you can win the game. Or your infinite combo. You also have an infinite combo with infinite power combo with Soul Herder, Felidar Guardian, Resto, Glasspool Mimic, any 2 of those 3 double flicker guys. Or if you have Auriok Champion in play, you gain infinite life with that combination. Okay, Galvanic Blast the Kiki. It's definitely a problem. I think we need to exile the flyer here. Alright, 1 mana short of Yorion this turn. This is also has the trample's big deal, so I guess I'm going to be gaining 3 or 4, sorry. Then soaking up some damage and hoping to recoup a bit when I get to Yorion. Is there a sideboard or just full send? Do we have a sideboard in this deck? Yeah, we've got a sideboard in this deck. Oh, sorry. Don't want to block with the Prince. I think I want to... So if I block like this, I soak up 5 damage. I guess they can make this 15. We died to Galvanic Blast. Don't love dying to Galvanic Blast. Alright, big draw step. Not a very big draw, because I'll hold up the cycle probably. Should I attack? No, I don't think so. I don't actually think I'd want to trade any of these for any of these. Because I'm gonna flicker all of my... I guess I need to get in the habit of tapping the Hierarch, although it doesn't matter here, but you want to tap your mana creatures for Yorion if you ever cantrip at the Chord of Calling. Ends up being relevant. Alright, so we get to exile the Frogmite, and then I'm going to Deputy of Detention the Shadow Spear. I think I Charming Prince the Yorion, right? Attack. Well, if I don't want my opponent to block any of my creatures. You could have cycle diffused the Hierarch. No, it comes back with Summoning Sickness, so you don't get to retap it for mana. But you can tap it for Chord of Calling if you flicker it with Yorion. So that's the general thing. Zabugs, I thank you for your subscription. I might have missed it. By the way, thank you. Oh no, the Ginger Brute. Oh, classic Ginger Brute tech. Oh man, I can't believe we lost this game. I think we could have played it better. That Galvanic Blast definitely blew us out. We do have a lot of sideboard cards for this matchup, though, so I'm feeling, not too bad about our chances to win games 2 and 3. You get to bring in Liberator, Knight of Autumn, Oof, Solitude, Kataki. Don't think I want Magus. We kind of have Deputy of Detention to clean up tokens. I'm going to cut the Ragavan on the draw. I might bring it back in on the play. I'm going to cut the Endurance. I probably want Knight or the Auriok Champion. I could see wanting to cut it though. Skyclave. Can probably cut the Venser. I want all the tutors. Can probably go down on walls. I want to cut a Wall of Blossoms because I brought in the 4th Solitude. I want to keep that white card count high. And then we can maybe cut 2nd Soul Herder because our Soul Herders aren't that likely to die. Could cut another wall. Could cut an Abundant Harvest Growth. I'll just cut a Growth, I think. What made you choose not to run Aether Vial? Aether Vial, I haven't really liked that much of the metagame lately. There's like a lot of artifact destruction. Bummer. There's a lot of artifact destruction. Oh no. Good 5. And the card is kind of slow in general. Okay, awesome. Good hand. So I'm going to get a Triome here. Any Triome and Temple Garden gives us access to all 4 colors of our mana, so I guess I'll just put back Plains, Stomping Ground, and get Temur Triome. I guess I have more double white than I have double red, but I do have the triple red Kiki. Let's just get the Temur Triome. Homebrew. I mean, yeah, I built this list. I've played a lot of Kiki Chord on this channel. In fact, like when Companions, hell yeah, when Companions first came out, this was the first deck I played post when Yorion was legal. And I just love this deck. And then like Deceived top 8 of the challenge with my list, like that first tournament, it was awesome. Just a great fond memories with this deck. Yeah, I should have got the Jeskai Triome. Shouldn't matter that much this game. Should be able to attack here, yeah. Are we on the play? Did if I said draw, I'm sorry, but I did sign out to Ragavan. Knowing that we were on the... Oh, we were on the play. Yeah. Sorry. Weird. Early morning, I haven't finished my coffee things, I guess. So I guess we're sideboarding this way. We could maybe play a Charmal. Charmal might be good. Probably not. Probably way too slow. Maybe we could have played the Charmal on the play. But we've got a lot of really powerful sideboard cards and a lot of ways to tutor them up. Do you think Restore Balance is just outclassed by other suspend spells at this point? I don't know if I necessarily do. We're having a hard time drawing green mana. Sand's like definitely a keep if we have green mana. Put a mulligan though. I would say that the problem with... Let's keep this, put back Mana Dork. We can put back a land to... I guess put back the land. Yeah, the problem, in my opinion, with the suspend spells, or sorry, with Restore Balance specifically, is like it's not the spell itself. It's just like the enablers you need for it are not quite there. All right, it might be a little slow against the start, although they only have one card in their hand. It's a pretty good card. Oh my gosh, their hand is Saga Plating. Feels really bad. So we can chump block with the Recruiter. Have to get Kataki here, I think. But enablers, do you mean ways to discard or good enchantments? I mean, like... Or we're talking about Restore Balance, not, Restore Belief. Oh, they drew Galvanic Blast for the win. They just made red mana. Maybe that was just a bluff. Can you get Deputy? I don't think Deputy is better than Kataki. Could be wrong. So they're going to have access to 4 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, though. Yeah, they're going to lose 4 permanents. They'll just get a basic forest and cast this Hierarch. I'd be mad if I get Galvanic Blasted. Or this turn. I won't be mad next turn. Oh, fuck off. Look like trying to play around Solitude, not straight up BM. I think it's wrong to play around Solitude in that way. That is I think a fine defense of their play, but I think playing around Solitude isn't like particularly good. You just still have the plating in play and you get to re-equip. Yeah. I'm not. It's fine. It's fine. I shouldn't have reacted so strongly. So if I draw a 2-drop off my Abundant Growth, then I would rather cast the Growth this turn, but I think I'll just put Yorion in my hand. Discard Mending Mulldrifter. Yeah, I try not to salt off in those kind of spots, but sometimes it's hard not to. Could also have Cycled Triome here, but I think the upside of drawing a 2-drop off the growth or 1 or 2-drop off the growth is higher. So, and we did find that, so I'm pretty happy to have taken this line. Equipping, playing, swing all loses to Solitude. It doesn't lose to Solitude. It just doesn't kill me exactly that turn. They still have Urza Saga going, and they still have the plating in play. It just, like, they don't die to Solitude that turn, but I have to 2-for-1 myself to kill a Frogbite. They still have plating, they still have Saga going. But yeah, like, that is something they could be trying to think about. For sure, of course. Alright, so I guess I'll just go ahead and get the Ice-Fang down. Yeah, we can just move on. And they take my Solitude. So I can Chord for 2 here. Kind of flooded this game. Do I want to Chord for 2? Got a screenshot because I haven't played the deck in a while. Just get another Ice-Fang. Chord for 3 to get Endurance, though, is just so juicy. Yeah, I think I will just cycle Triome here. Persist Mulldrifter, best play in Modern. And they are missing their land drops. Classic Mana Screw versus Mana Flood. So if I played Charming Prince, I still only have Chord for 2 up. I think I'll just Yorion here. It's going to resolve. I'm going to draw 2 cards. Yeah, I also have a Mulldrifter in my deck. But my Mulldrifter is a companion. Why you decided to play the 4th counterspell? Most blue-red simple decks just go 3. I think most blue-red simple decks are wrong, just playing 3. Like Tron and control decks are like specifically blue-white control, but Tron is also a pretty popular deck at the moment, and I think it's really important to play the 4 counterspells to beat those decks. I guess I'm just gonna attack and hold up Chord for 4. So I want to get Resto. So they chump block. I have to assume that they're going for Persist on their Mulldrifter. If they put Archon in the yard, I probably just need to Chord for Endurance immediately. It's a little risky. They did put Rights in the yard. If they spend 4 mana to flashback Rights, I just get to Chord for Endurance in response. We're making a big event this Sunday. I've been playing Blue Red Tempo since then. Do you think Rick can change the list on Stream Decker? I like the list I have on Stream Decker. The Jeskai version. Just the blue-red list splashing for mostly ending. I think that list has been feeling really good. I don't think I'd change anything at the moment. That being said, you could change things. I guess Mulldrifter's cracked. Another Chord of Calling's good. So let me go. Can I attack Charming Prince, Abundant Growth, and Chord for 3? I think I can. Yeah, I can. Oh, I can also play this. Might as well. Pack it up. Too much value. Okay, so 1 game, 1. Just like last time. So I have the main deck Endurance. I don't have too much. I have Sanctifier, which I bring in. I wanted to fit a couple more Endurances in the 75, but I decided against it for today. I guess Sanctum Prelate on 2 is pretty good. Just start off my Eladamri's Call. Solitude's probably fine, number 4. Magus probably just kills them. Their mana base is like really light on basics. I love sideboarding with this deck. It's really fun. I might play Meddling Mage too. Aven Mindcensor usually stops Unmarked Grave with this deck, but I think that their version doesn't play Unmarked Grave. Just Mana War, 18 months. Thank you so much. I find the lack of Graveyard Hate in the Jeskai deck disturbing. What matchup do you want Graveyard Hate for? Like Phoenix is probably a bad matchup, but Phoenix isn't that popular right now. But you beat Living End and Reanimator with your counter spells, and there's Dredge isn't in the format right now, So like I don't think that you need Graveyard Hate. But you could also add Graveyard Hate. Alright, so we cut the Auriok Champion, the Skyclave Apparition. Don't think I want Deputy. I have Solitudes. To exile their Archons and stuff. Could cut a Soul Herder. I think card might be a little slow in this matchup. Kroxa and Mirror Match. I mean, you have Path to Exile. You have Prismatic Ending for Kroxa, which is like Kroxa's not really much of a problem compared to the other versions, and you have Path for Murktide Regent. So like, again, I just don't think you need Graveyard Hate, right? Like, or at least like those arguments, dude. It's not a lot of green. Maybe I need to be adding more green sources, but we've had a lot of hands that just don't have a turn 1 green source. We have Endurance in this hand. I think we have to keep this. I think I'll just put back Solitude. It's Tid now, hey. How many of my lands produce turn 1 green? Yeah, let's do it. I didn't change the mana too much. We have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 out of 29. I feel like that's plenty. They are playing on Markgrave. You think it's a good 60 card Kiki-Jiki build? Is your entry free? Yorion is really, really good in this version. Yorion really shines in Kiki-Jiki specifically. It's actually like Yorion makes your deck better. It's so much better. Where like you get to play a lot of tutors, and playing 80 cards lets you play more tutor targets, and your sideboard gets to be all tutor targets too. Deck. Swindle 1 year, happy anniversary. I still haven't figured out why don't kill. Maybe one day I'll figure it out. Yeah, I'm happy to give some insight. Of course, I'm not always right, but those are at least my thought processes. Yeah, back in the day, Hoogland used to play like 65 card Kiki-Jiki. Like, yeah, Kiki-Jiki is one of the few decks that already likes to be playing extra cards. And the fact that, okay, these Mold Drifters are looking really good. And the fact that, like, you already want to be playing extra cards. I'm probably not good. I mean, Magus might just win, but I don't know how aggressively I can afford to go with it. I'm going to play Wall of Blossoms over Omens because I have Solitudes in my deck and no more Endurances. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, but this is like, yeah, this deck already wanted to play extra cards to tutor for, and not only does Yorion facilitate that extra cards really well, but Yorion also synergizes insane. Like, this deck is full of ETB creatures. You know what I mean? This is not like Death and Taxes where you have some things to flicker. But, like, this deck, like, Yorion is absurdly powerful when you resolve it in this deck. You know what I mean? This is the Yorion version. Yeah, this is, like, Yorion is at its best in Kiki-Jiki compared to any other deck in Modern. Is Magus GG? Maybe. Yeah, you know, I think I'll probably slam it next turn if they let me have it. Yeah, they just take it. I have a channel Fireball article about strategies for brewing. I do actually have a few. I've been kind of making it a bit of a series. $10 for $10 for Deck Tech. If you post a link in chat, I'll take a look. Thank you so much. Oh, interesting. I think I'm just gonna go Fountain, Wall of Omens, Ragavan. Yeah, this deck is definitely very fun for sure. Might end up changing some things over the course of the day. But yeah, but I have a few brewing articles in Channel Fireball. I've been labeling them deck building deep dives. I've written about building control decks, building sideboards, building mana bases, and then also just one very recently that I don't think is out yet. It might be, but one that is just about like the process of brewing and just kind of your mindset and or at least my process. White black mid range without the bad cards. Emerging from the sewer to give me a black white list. Okay, I do like Sentinel Voidwalker. I love seeing those. I like Turok, although Turok, you know, mostly shines in Lurrus shells. I guess that's kind of like my first thing I see here is I wonder about cutting Stoneforges and these 3-mana Planeswalkers and playing Lurrus. And I know how boring that is, but that might be better. Boring, but better. Magic the Gathering story. Hold on. I'll get back to it in a second. They Thoughtseize my Sanctifier. They could have Draw Step Thoughtseize me, though. Maybe Eladamri's Call, I guess. For Solitude? Could be a Spew. Could get Ewit. Yeah, let's get Ewit to go with our Ephemerate Endurance. I guess not that the Ephemerate's that good here. Also, Higher could have been so good to give my Ragavan Exalted here. Okay, yeah, so my inclination would be to do the boring thing and go -4 Stoneforge, minus the 3 equipment, minus the 3 Planeswalkers, add 4 Bauble, 1 Dark Confidant, 1 Turok, 2 Vindicate, and that's a clean. I guess you have to get 2 more slots, so you can play like second Lingering Souls, and then like either the 3rd Turok or the 4th Dark Confidant. That's how I would build the deck. But if you like to have fun and not play Lurrus, then I feel like I still want 4 Manic Vindicate. I think this is a good Vindicate format at the moment. Oh, dude, bounce Muldrifter. That's so sick. I feel like this is a good Vindicate format. Maybe I should have attacked. Just against like with control being so popular, having your removal spells be good against them is really nice. I like the 2 manland splits. I'd probably play an off-color Shockland. I'd probably play like a Blood Crypt instead of the Triome. Like, this deck really doesn't want to have lands enter untapped. It's obviously not that big a deal, but I would probably play the Blood Crypt instead. Maybe Sacred Foundry because you have... I mean, you have Voidwalker and Sanctifier, so it's a bit awkward. I like the Fetid Heath, so you can maybe play a 3rd Fetid Heath. You can also play an Urborg, potentially. Alright, let's Omnath here. Pass back, unfortunately. So yeah, sideboard look, yeah, and if you cut the Vindicates and add them to the main, your sideboard also opens up a little bit. I like your sideboard though. I'm not sure exactly what I'd want to see. I don't like Unearths unless you're on the Lurrus version though, I'll say. I don't really like these Unearths right now. Maybe like to see the Break the Ice in the sideboard for the Tron matchup. Because I feel like that's maybe when you're struggling. Molten, thank you for the 3 months. Our Filtered Lands got up and playable this year. It's been the last few years, but yeah, there's been a lot of like one color into like double of another color mana requirements. Yeah, mana requirements have definitely shifted in a way that the Filter Lands have been better than they have in the past. Yeah. I will say that as boring as Lurrus is, Pain, it is still probably like fine. Like your deck's gonna function if you build it without Lurrus. But if you just want the best version, I think unfortunately that's it. Alright, so let's exile this Muldrifter. Exiling it's really nice. I think I'd rather just hit Teferi for 2 than hit them with Ragavan, then put Yorion in my hand. How's the Belief deck? It was better off stream than on stream. We had some good turns. I'm gonna kind of just put it on the back burner for a little bit. I'll keep it in the back of my mind. So they can get in Archon next turn. We can win from here. I'm not gonna concede yet. Yeah, I think Charmal outclashes Avalanche Riders. I think if I was more in on Recruiter, I would still play oh geez. I would still play like some riders or one rider to tutor for. But because since I'm only playing one and Recruiter can get Magus, I think I should just play Charmals. Can maybe play a second Endurance over second Charmal? Definitely feel like that would be good right about now, huh? Molten 3 months. I'm not sure if I said that, but thank you either way. 2 Wall of Blossoms, 3 Wall of Omens. You may not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like. Yeah, obviously the split. This is like the most mind-numbing thing to talk about. The Wall of Omens, Wall of Blossoms split. I know I want 5 walls. I think I want 5 walls, and then Wall of Blossoms taps for Chord of Calling, and then Wall of Omens pitches to Solitude. So I don't know. It just doesn't matter that much. They damned. They wiped my board, and then they could reanimate their Archon this turn if they had a land, next turn if they didn't. Good enough to scoop to. And this hand's good enough to keep. Eladamri's Call for Endurance. Definitely going to get a Teamer Triome on turn 1, so I guess I'll use Wooded Foothills to do that. Why only 1 Recruiter? So I think Eladamri's Call and Chord of Calling are better tutor targets. I think that, like, 9 tutors is maybe not exactly the sweet spot, but pretty close to the sweet spot. And just Eladamri's Call plays a lot better with Solitude, Endurance, and like your sideboard bullets too. Alright, so my opponent took the Solitude. And we drew Endurance for turns, so I guess I'm casting Wall of Blossoms, but I feel like this this take kind of implies that they have another Thoughtseize, so I'm kind of thinking my Endurance is getting took. But you know, I've been staring at this deck in my drafts for a long time. I clicked on my wall out of habit. I've been staring at this deck in my drafts for a long time and trying to figure out, you know, what it needs in order for me to feel like I want to play it. And for the longest time, I had 4 Recruiters in the deck, and like when I was finally able to like sit down and cut the Recruiters, I was able to feel like I could get the Solitudes in there, and have the Solitudes be good, and have the Endurance be good, and the deck just looks a lot better to me now. Yeah, Ice-Fang has Death Touch pretty often in this deck. Had Death Touch on it earlier. I discard Mulldrifter. Don't think I'm gonna Endurance too aggressively. I will in response to a Thoughtseize here though. That might counterspell my Endurance. Let me get Snow Covered Island. Yeah. Call into Charmal is really good against the Tron matchup too. And they take the Eladamri's Call. Solitude's pretty good. So I can Yorion in hand, or I can just Charming Prince and draw a card off the wall. I feel like with the Solitude draw, I'd rather just Yorion, since I might just want to pitch the Charming Prince to the Solitude. And I might just end up hardcasting too. No Reflecting Pools. Yeah, I don't think Pool's good in the deck, but I think Pool mostly shines in 3-color decks. So I should probably just Yorion this turn when I can resolve it. Make sure they can't reanimate the Mulldrifter. Get some more pressure in play. No Scapeshift package crazy. You can't. That's a totally different deck. It's like, it's not like a package. It's 80 cards is not. This is not Battle of Wits. Yeah, I don't think it's crazy. Like, you have to, like, your mana base is so bad, and then you also have to play, like, Bring to Light and Scapeshift, which is a lot of slots that don't really work with the Chord plan. Wouldn't Pool logistically shine best in 5-color decks? I don't think it does. I think it shines best in 3-color decks that are fetching Triomes a lot. 3-color control decks specifically that have a lot of, like if they have like Charm and Lightning Helix, like that's like specifically like a really good place to get like Jeskai Triome Then your pool will tap for red and white and blue, and so you can cast like Helix into Archmage's Charm. Do you think I could trophy with the Battle of Wits deck? Is that like one of these challenges? You know, I've been getting a lot of like Spike. I bet you cannot possibly trophy with my pet deck. Try to do it. Been getting a lot of those kind of comments lately. So we can put them to 2 here. I think instead, we saw Dam out of our opponent's deck last game. I think it's better to play around it a bit by Charming Prince my Yorion here, and then I can... and then the Yorion comes back on my instep, and then the rest of my creatures are not going to be in play on my opponent's turn for them to sweep them away. Be more interested in how I build it. I've played a Battle of Wits Chord of Calling deck a while ago for a Dono deck. Did not trophy with it. I haven't played a bunch of General Rockrick lately. I've been kind of working on some like really weird versions of it that seem worse than the 4-color versions that I've been playing in the past. What was the reason for abundant growth over Utopia Sprawl? I mean, it makes your mana a lot smoother, it makes Ice-Fang a lot better, and it also has synergy with Yorion. I have triple red. Yeah, it shouldn't matter too much which land I get here. Oh no, I shouldn't have done this now though, because I could have drawn like Chord of Calling. So I'm gonna endurance them, draw a card, and then do I flicker the Yorion? Or do I try to, you know, kill them? I guess I'll just flicker the Wall of Blossoms. And I also suppose I should have stacked this differently so that if I draw Chord off the wall here, I could Chord for 4, which would have been a lot better. Not punished though. Yeah, but we have lethal here. If they have Fatal Push, they do have Fatal Push. And they don't have Revolts. How did they not have Revolt? I also thought they had Revolts. Well, not the cleanest way to end the game. They would have had Revolt after the Solitude. From the draw, reveal Yorion. Keep. Yeah, no, I'm not racing this season. I think I'm going to race next season, though. Which is in November. Yeah, November 10th. What band blade list would be worth running right now? I've been having a lot more success with... I mean, I haven't been playing bands, but... I've been enjoying blue-white Stoneblade a lot more. Both like the artifact-focused version and the regular version. Well, my Hierarch survived. What's my rating for Jessica Phoenix in the current meta? I don't like it that much in the current meta. I mean, I think it's fine, but I will also say that it just doesn't seem to be that well positioned in this metagame that's full of graveyard hate. Okay, so I can hold up Solitude Ephemerate, or I can put Yorion in my hands. So I guess, so it looks like they're playing Rhinos. Solitude Ephemerate is better against Shardless Agent here. They also didn't kill my Hierarch. Is Jessica a good choice to play in Modern right now? Maybe. Kind of depends on what Jessica deck you're playing. Land? Did draw the land. Could play Omnath here. I think I'm just going to put Yorion to my hand and hold up the Solitude Ephemerate, because I think that's what they're going for here. And then I don't know what I'm going to pitch. Probably the Resto. Yeah, but I think they're gonna go for Violent Outburst. Do you have a competitive Just Guy Ascendancy list? No, there is a MTGO user though who like plays exclusively Ascendancy. It's usually Teamer, I think. There is someone on Magic Online who plays like exclusively that. Maybe someone in chat knows their username. I can't remember what it is. I know it's like just like a guy's name, something like maybe with a number. They force the Ephemerate. It's fine. Pitching Fire Ice. 1, 2, 3 Pablo. Yeah. So you can maybe like Google their list and find that. All right. Omnath resolved.
I was taking Athena out. And Zeus is out. He came running at her.
Oh no, not again. Zeus is the dog from downstairs, for those keeping up with the lore. Alright, not the worst exchange. We're down to 10 life, though. You okay, Athena?
She got a little spooked.
She got spooked by Zeus.
Yeah, her hair stood up.
Yeah, Zeus is mean. Alright, so now our Ice-Fang has Death Touch. Should probably try to block here. Yeah, it is kind of funny that, yeah, the mean tiny dog downstairs name is Zeus, who's, you know, canonically Athena's father in the lore. So, am I gonna, I guess I'll block with the Wall of Blossoms here, since, and the Ice-Fang, of course. Since they can kill either the wall or the Ice-Fang, they can't kill both. So this should just soak up the 3 extra damage unless they have a burn spell, in which case I'm, you know, content anyways. Annie, 3 months, thank you so much. Solitude's not a bad draw. I guess I'll on F6. If they fire or stomp my Bone Crusher, I'll just Solitude the Rhino. No Dryad Arbor to Chord for 0? Nope. No Dryad Arbor in any deck ever. Spike, why no Dryad Arbor? Is Resto Angel good or bad to play in Modern? I think it's like somewhat playable in this deck. It's playable in this deck, but I don't think it's good in most decks. So I'm probably going to Chord for Eternal Witness here. I have a prelate in the sideboard, and then I also have Deputy of Detention in the main deck to, you know, just deal with a lot of rhinos. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then Chord for 3. It's probably good. Let's just let me just Chord for Witness. While I guess if my opponent's last cards are Force Blue card, that's fine. Oh no! I misclicked. I saw wrong green 1 card. I guess it's fine. We're still like really ahead. A bit of an oops though. Why is Pod still banned? Pod would be much better than it was before it was banned. You know, like Yawgmoth specifically is like already like really good deck in Modern, and Pod would be so good in Yawgmoth. I don't think it's a good unban. Yeah. Convoke allows you to tap a green creature for the green on Chord of Calling. Mr. Sparkles, thank you for Twitch Prime. All of Modern is better. The answers are better too. Well, I mean, I think that when you have an amazing deck like Yawgmoth, like a deck that is like top 8ing like almost every challenge, a deck that is just like is really good in the format, it really doesn't make much sense to me to want to unban a card that would be a huge buff to the deck. You know what I mean? I think that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. If you disagree with me, that's fine, but you can make a mean TikTok about it. Why abundant growth on the fetch land? You already have enough mana. Yeah, and I have enough mana, and I don't want to. I mean, enough mana. That doesn't change the amount of mana I have, but I don't have to spend a life here to crack the fetch land, and I'm at 8. Ozer, thank you for your Twitch Prime. So I'm gonna bring in Meddling Mage, Dranith Magistrates. I might bring in the extra Solitude. Probably want the Prelate. Guess they can't beat the Infinite Life combo. Auriok Champion's probably fine. I want to cut the Endurance, and this now I won't accidentally click it. Vincer's probably pretty good. I'll cut the Felidar Guardian, the Skyclave Apparition. I love sideboarding with this deck. It's always just like, you know, just tweaking, just tweaking a little bit. I can probably cut the 3rd wall or the 5th wall, and we want to cut Wall of Blossoms because we're bringing in Solitude. Want to keep the white card count kind of high. I was gonna play the paper this week, but my opponents will say, "Oh, you're playing the Spike deck." Sorry, I apologize. Disclaimer: if you play against Ventus in a paper tournament this week, Ventus is playing their own Kiki Chord list. What about Village Bellringer instead of Resto? Well, Resto has a lot more synergy in the deck, where our deck is full of, you know, flicker effects, and Village Bellringer doesn't flicker. So you'd have to write a long essay for me about why Bellringer is better than Resto. Could Lavinia also be a sideboard bullet? Yeah, I feel like I like Magistrate like largely more than Lavinia though, just because it has 3 toughness in this matchup, which is really important. So probably gonna Recruiter for Deputy. Main phase. How are these decks good? My deck or my opponent's deck? Mine? Well, the nice thing is that you have a lot of tutors for really impactful sideboard cards or cards and matchups, right? So like here, I'm able to grab my Deputy of Detention, and I'm able to exile every Rhino my opponent plays for the rest of the game, which ain't too bad. Trying to think if I want to play the Stomping Ground tapped, or if I want to leave up Ephemerate for a Recruiter. I'm just gonna play this tapped. KCM, thank you for your Twitch Prime. And then you also you're a super grindy deck. You have tons of card advantage. And so you're gonna get, it's a lot of grindy decks as well. And then against linear decks, you have a lot of ways to tutor up really powerful, impactful creatures. Is my elevator pitch for this archetype. I have another, okay, fire, sure. So this does mean I can't Deputy with Ephemerate up. Should be fine. I guess if they can, Deputy is templated in such a way. Oh, what if they tap my land with ice? This would be kind of bad. But Deputy is templated a way if it gets removed in response to the trigger. You don't get to exile the thing. So I guess holding up the Ephemerate would have been better. Alright, so now I think I'm priced into playing Ice-Fang, Wall of Blossoms. Soak up some damage, and then I'll double block a Rhino, I think. Oh, interesting. Oh, man, it's really tempting to Solitude here, but I should probably just take Take 4. The Solitude Ephemerate is very interesting here. Deck tech for Iron. Jeskai Ascendancy with Arc-like Murktide Regent. Cool. I like it. I feel like I would play just 2 Fairy Conclaves if I was gonna build the deck. I also would probably play 4 Prismatic Endings. And I might not. I kind of like. I don't know if I'd like these main deck Murktides either, because I feel like they play such a fair game that you're not very good at playing. Yeah, I feel like I might like to go, maybe sideboard the Murktides and play the rest of the endings in the main deck, and then I'm not sure what land I would recommend cutting for the Fairy Conclave. This might be a Triome deck. Probably not. Probably the second basic island. And then maybe you could play Murktide over Mentor, or maybe you've determined Mentor is better in your testing. I'd also like to probably see... I guess Spell Pierce is probably important against Teferi, huh? I probably would like to see Blossoming Calm over Sunset Revelry. You probably don't need Surgical either. But you could just combo a lot of these decks. Surgical's probably fine, but I wouldn't be too worried about it. I like the 2 Chalice a lot. When will Preordain come off the ban list? I mean, probably never. I'm not that interested in putting 4 Preordain in every deck I ever play. Yeah, Surgicals are probably fine. I think the deck is largely pretty well built. I will also say, like, I like those like few small changes, but I think the list is well built, and I commend you for that. Alright, so I guess we're just gonna chump block. Unless they bounce or tap, then I will Solitude. I think, yeah, I can't go to 1. Yeah, I think those are my notes. Good list, good list. I like the Wear Tears a lot, of course. Yeah, I think I really don't want to shock in this this Breeding Pool, even though it does let me double spell this turn. You're one of the only people in the area not playing Elementals. What do I play to make them suffer? Tron is really, really good against Elementals. I could maybe play this tapped too. I guess I'm gonna go cast Magistrate. If they Violent Outburst response, we'll Ephemerate the Deputy. And then Ice-Fang. Probably play this tapped. Doesn't Elementals outgrant Tron with their infinite value bullshit? No, Tron is very good against Elementals. Tron is really good at sweeping up their infinite value bullshit. They've got Ugin, they've got Oblivion Stone, they've got Karn. All these are really good in those matchups. Force blue card as the last 2 cards. Jeez. Force blue card. Alright, I guess I'm going to play Wall and go Chump Chump, and then I flicker the Deputy next turn with Resto. Play Gensack with good cards, local tournament. Yeah, the deck is definitely really hard to play, but very good. I got someone from the chat sent me like a big, long data dump of all my matches played, which is really cool to see. Yeah, so attack for 1. Is Wall of Blossoms there for Chord? Yes. Would Wall of Omens be better for extra white card to pitch of Solitude? I'm playing both. I'm playing 2 Wall of Omens, 3 Wall of Blossoms. It's honestly like a pretty boring conversation. I know it's a conversation we need to have. I don't know if I have the exact right split, but it's so narrow and so boring. So narrow, so boring. All right, .1 Restoration Angel over Village Bellringer, by the way. Started playing Shadow again. Haven't played those since Back Street Wraith. Is it better to lead a monkey or discard spell in the dark? Usually monkey, but like to be honest, it's a very nuanced conversation where it's like if you have like 2 lands, 2 discard spells, 1 threat, even if it's monkey, it's probably better to lead on the discard spell and go discard spell into discard spell monkey. But there's a lot of ins and outs to the case. It's not like always 100% clear. But sometimes it just like depends. Like, do you know the matchup? Do you see a companion? It's really complicated. Like I'm thinking about just writing an entire article on sequencing the early turns with red-black decks. Don't you like Seasoned Pyromancer the list? I had it in some of my drafts. I find myself like never tutoring for it though, and I also found myself like I would never tutor for it really, and then this deck is already so grindy that I didn't feel like I needed the Seasoned Pyromancer to grind more. So I ended up like not really. I was like, why am I even playing the Seasoned Pyromancer, you know? So I think instead of putting Yorion in my hand, if I could cast Yorion, I'd Yorion here. But I can't put it in my hand. I think I just want to save this Misty to gain 4 more life. Mike down, 11 months. Thank you so much. I just got here. What happened? Good comment. Good comment. I would imagine the Grixis Shadow deck is still decently positioned. I haven't been playing it, but I will dust it off again at some point. I just kind of have been enjoying playing a lot of other decks and like brewing a lot when I felt like I couldn't do this as much when I was trophy racing, you know. Omnath is a very good card. No interest in trying to ambush the borrower in combat. Well, I wanted to resolve the Restoration Angel. So like, yes, blocking Resto and Borrower is higher upside, but if my opponent draws another Petty Theft to bounce my Deputy, I just lose the game. Or if they draw somehow a counterspell for Resto, which they probably don't have. So taking 7 puts me to 4, which is a pretty safe life total. Especially with Omnath in play. Yeah, brewing is definitely my favorite part of the stream. It was just hard to brew as much as I wanted to during the trophy race season. And I probably am going to trophy race again. And I'm going to still be brewing, of course, like I always do. But, oh no, can I have my Ice-Fang back? I guess I can Deputy this. Yeah, they also knew we had the snake because they bounced it. Man, Yorion is just so good in this deck. Oh, sorry. I need to re-get into this habit. But you need to tap your Hierarch for Yorion in case you draw Chord of Calling. Then you can tap the Hierarch for Chord of Calling and get some extra value out of it. Oh, maybe I should have gone. Oh yeah, sorry, the flicker. The flicker Deputy thing is a bit weird. I think I'll just flicker the Omnath. With your Ice-Fang, it's nice. Cool. I don't have a white card, so I can't Eladamri's Call for Solitude, but that should be fine. I can maybe just Eladamri's Call for Kiki. Although I guess I can get more red with the growth, but I probably should have thought about triple red when moving this sprawl. Hit Rhino then Murky. No, the problem with that is, we could have stacked the triggers where the Deputy trigger resolves. Yeah, that was better. That was better. All right, 2-1, losing only to Affinity, and you know they ended up really sick draw game 3. Doom usually records a morning video, right, and then streams, you know, like 3, of course. You should consider Renegade Rallier. Oh, yeah, Renegade Rallier is a really good suggestion. Yeah, I like the suggestion. What would you cut for it? Made a Rectus Delirium deck, Legacy deck. Made top 8. Awesome. Could I see the list actually? Kind of interested. I've been watching the Legacy, dude. The Legacy players are struggling right now. Pour one out for the Legacy players. All right, so it looks like we're playing against Rhinos again. Should I Eladamri's call this turn? I guess so. I guess I should Eladamri's call for Deputy. Or if they're maybe living in... Oh. 1 mana Demonic Tutor? That fixes your mana? What's going on Legacy? There's a lot of discourse about... Like, it's kind of like... It's not quite the consensus, but I'd say probably like 60-70% of the Legacy player base wants something banned, and like a lot of people want Ragavan banned, and there's arguments for other stuff too, but it's really like they're just like they're kind of, people are worried that the Delver decks, even if they ban something, are going to be too good because of Daze. Just Daze with so many good 1-drops, so some people want Daze banned, and it's just, there's just a lot of drama. Like challenges aren't firing. Can I link the Just Sky Ascendancy? Oh, it would just have to be whoever was in chat. This is the Rakdos Legacy Delirium. Site uses cookies. Ooh, looting him. Lotus Petal, wow. Oh, you lose Luris. That kind of stinks. Lotus Petal's really weird. I'm kind of into it. Punishing Fire Grove. That looks really cool. Alright, so they Prismari command to kill my Hierarch, make a treasure. I like control decks, but last I went 0-4 with my teamer list. Do you feel strong against all the tier 1 decks? Would I listen prefer? I like the teamer list. I did very well the last time I played it. I 5-0'd the last league. You know, it is definitely true that you can lose and like you can 0-4 with any deck, and it's possible that you're you could improve in piloting it too. But it's, you know, it's also hard for me to do a matchup analysis. Oh, I should have gotten a Sacred Foundry here without, like, you know, seeing the matches or anything. Corn Chips, 22 months. Thank you so much. Rhino's matchup seems pretty good. Second time in a row playing against it. Yeah, just like, I mean, the Deputy of Detention, like, so good against Rhinos in Saga. I remember, like, before MH2, I wasn't a huge fan of Deputy, but it's kind of funny. I was playing a Deputy in the main deck for a really different reason, because Skyclave was really good before MH2. And so I was playing 4 Skyclaves in this deck, and I was still playing 1 Deputy, so you could clean up Skyclave tokens, and that was, like, the main reason I was playing it. But now it's just good. So on these cards, and then we wanted to cut the Endurance, the Guardian, 1 wall, cutting the Wall of Blossoms because we brought in the 4th Solitude, so I want to keep the white card count high. And then, what was the other cut I made last time? Oh, it's Skyclave, right. What would you play Modern to be blue-red Murktide and blue-white Control? Yeah, no, Hammer's not good against blue-white Control. Don't love this hand. I think I have to keep. Trying to think of the best recommendation I have for you. Brent, 3 months. Thank you so much. Because I have been playing, I feel like, decks that have good matchups against both of those. Maybe like the Jeskai Murktide deck. Maybe Junsack. Probably Junsack. Probably need to Eladamri's. Oh no, I got the wrong Triome. I meant to get Jeskai Triome, so I'd have to wall. Think there's a Yorion Stoneblade deck out there? I don't know, maybe. Is there a good Yorion Stoneblade deck is probably the better question. How do you feel about Junsack versus Blue-Red Murktide matchup? I think it's slightly favored for Junsack, but it's definitely close. It's not like a lopsided matchup at all. Austin, 23 months. Thanks so much, buddy. Yeah, Arclight Phoenix is probably a good choice too. I feel like Arclight's really good against Berktide and good against Control. Yeah. Like the suggestion. How does it feel to be one of the top voices considered opinions of Magic at this point? I don't know. I don't really feel any which way about it. I don't know. Cool, I guess, but I like to not... I don't really think of myself that way, I guess. I'm just really a guy that, you know, sits in this room all day and plays Magic all day. Did I look at the Worlds list? I haven't, no. I haven't really been keeping up with the formats. Yikes. Dispute my deputy, huh? Pretty good, Doom. Pretty good. Alright, gets me on the play for game 3. How can I build green-white devoted druid to be good in the meta? I don't know that you can. Like, Heliod combo, I think, is a largely better green-white creature-based combo deck. But I think that the green-white druid deck is largely not well-positioned. You know, at the very least, I don't have an idea off the top of my head. Maybe you can figure it out. But I will also say that, you know... Let's keep this. Most successful brews don't start with the thought, how can I make my pet deck good? Most successful brews start off with, I think that this card or this card combination has a chance to be competitive, and how can I best, you know, maximize this idea that I have? I guess I'm gonna bop. Nice to draw a white source to go champion magistrate next turn, maybe. What would 10-year-old me think about my job now? I'd probably be pretty happy. I would even say like 24-year-old me would be pretty happy, because 24-year-old me had, you know, a job that I hated with like not a lot of upward mobility and not a lot of prospects outside of the job that I disliked. So 24-year-old me would also be pretty happy. More happy than 10-year-old me, right? Yikes. I was an IT guy, my old job. And I was grinding IT, my you know, my day job and the stream for a long time. GG Doom. Dude, that dispute game too for the deputy. Yikes. Alright, you're unrevealed on the draw for match number 5 of this league. Does the +2/+2 matter? Is Apostle's Blessing just better? And the +2/+2 definitely matters. Indestructible also helps against Verdict. So it's either Mill or Merfolk. It's Mill. So I guess I really hope my opponent plays 2 more crabs here. At least 1 more crab. Okay. Do you think Grapeshot combo gets better with the defender that has tap, deal 1 damage to creature or player? Okay, that card you're talking about, Thermo Alchemist, that card has already existed in Modern. And I actually used to play that card in Standard back in the day, but that card's existed and hasn't been. It is not Modern playable in my opinion. 2-mana 0/3s that don't like gain you value tend to not be Modern playable. But it is a card I like. This is pretty good, right? Yeah, but that card's been legal in Modern for years now. Surgical Ephemerate? No! Noob, thank you for the 2 gifted subs. I'm assuming that's for a deck tech. Yeah, yep. I grabbed the Channel Fireball logo somehow. Okay, I don't know why you're main decking 4 Surgical, 4 Extirpate. These are just not good cards, you know. Good value cards. Like, yeah, this is, you know, maybe something, a trap that players can fall into. But I really don't like the decision to main deck 4 Surgical, 4 Extirpate. I don't think it makes any sense to me. I would just cut all of them from the main deck. I do like the mono black mana base with 4 Castle Lockway and Swamp Urza Saga. I do think you need at least 1 Urborg to make Urza Saga tap for black on, like, if you want to go like turn 1 discard spell off Urborg into Saga double discard spell, or like, you know, maybe if you're adding, you probably need to be playing like 4 Fatal Push in this spot, and then you have kind of a flex spot here. I'm not sure exactly what you need. First time casting Skyclave in a long time. Yeah, I think you need at least 4 Fatal Push over in that spot, and maybe you can play Liliana of the Veil number 4. I'd kind of like to figure out a way to get more artifacts. It's probably not that necessary with the cookbook, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure what I want to play in that spot. Maybe Liliana number 4, and you have like 3 unknown spots. You can play Voidwalker, just main deck Voidwalker. Maybe just keep 3 Lilianas. Voidwalker is pretty good. I don't like Divinity of Pride. I don't think that card's playable. I would probably play the 2 mana black spell, the Break the Ice over Fulminator Mage, and I played 4 of those in your sideboard. I don't really like Feed the Swarm. I don't even like. I guess Rest in Peace is an enchantment you're scared of, but I wouldn't play 4 Feed the Swarms. I'd play only a couple, and then I do like Brutality a lot. I feel like you could maybe play a third. 2 is probably enough. Your burn matchup's probably not that bad. I like the ley lines. So yeah, I guess let's get the divinities out of here. Go up to 4 Break the Ice in the sideboard. No Fulminator Mages. And then 2 Feed the Swarm is probably fine. And then maybe you want to play like 2 Gut Shots to have more answers to Darcy Ragavan. I could see that being a problem for the deck. Do you want a Yorion plus Hierarch or just Wall? I think I'll Wall first. Hopefully I could draw my Endurance. You know, this matchup is... I'll put the Hierarch. This matchup is probably decent. We're an 80 card deck, right? And then we also have an Endurance in our main deck to tutor up. I think those are my thoughts. Do you think a 1/4 Thermal Alchemist would be good enough for Modern? Maybe. The Endurance is also still in the deck for now. Okay, I guess I'm casting that. Yeah, dude, Crypt Incursion would be really good against us. It's also nice they don't get any life off Solitude. I think I'm gonna wait till they Field of Ruin. I can't. They didn't Field of Ruin? What the heck? Because I guess we're gonna upkeep. They must have Drown. I think I still need to upkeep this. They must have Drown, right? No, they could have still. No. They couldn't have Field without tapping out a Drown. Will I attack your deck tech for Pokemon deck World Tournament? No. They did have a Drown. Endurance is in the graveyard. Is the Eternal Witness gone? The Eternal Witness is still in the deck, so that's another out to Endurance. Is it Blitz? So I kind of... Well... I'm not sure if Clever Lumimancer is better than Sprite Dragon. We've had this conversation in the past. Okay, you need to be playing 4 Manamorphose. I don't know why there's not any Manamorphose in this deck. You need to cut the Light Up the Stage. Just cut Light Up the Stage for Manamorphose, like, very easily. And then you need to determine if Lumimancer or Sprite Dragon's better in your play testing. I think it's very close. I like the haste on Sprite Dragon a lot, but I can't tell you that I know which one is for sure better. So you would just need to play test. Oh, sorry. I thought we had exactly enough. We're 1 mana short of Yorion. Yeah, we're 1 mana short of Yorion. Only 19 cards left in the graveyard. The Eternal Witness is still in the deck, though. It's a weird matchup. I would play the 4th Ending over the first Path. I feel like Path is better in the sideboard against Murktide, but I don't really want it in the main deck. Mana seems pretty good. Although you need to play. No, this is probably fine. Yeah, the Islet, Summit Canyon split. Yeah, it's probably fine. I like 19 lands too. You could maybe play 18, but 19 is probably good. Core Firewalker seems pretty hard to cast. It's probably doable though. Wait, let me sideboard real quick. That Surgical on our Ephemerate was backbreaking. What do I want? We already have an Endurance in the main deck. It's the most important card. I don't think I want Meddling Mage. I don't think I want Solitude number 4. I might want Sanctum Prelate, but it turns off by Ephemerates if I name one. What matchups are Aven Mindcensor for? Man, maybe it's a Relic of the Past. I do like to have access to it against Titan decks. Could be a Relic of the Past, though. Maybe I don't need it. I don't think I like Magus here. Maybe I could probably bring in the Magus. Yeah, I want to cut the Auriok Champion at least. I could also go up to 81, but we're already at 80. Yeah, I'd probably be at 3 Flusterstorm, 0 Spell Pierce. And I also probably would play Relic over Lantern. I think it's a little awkward with the Lava Darts, I guess, but Relic I think I've been liking a lot more as a graveyard hate spell. Yeah, maybe Prelate on 3 would be good. Alright, let's keep this. Isn't Prelate good? Is Prelate good? I'm not really under the... I'm not sure. Like, I don't want to Prelate on 1. Prelate on 3 is probably fine. You should probably have brought it in. Yeah, you could also name 5. 3 is probably better. We'll bring it in for game 3 if we get there. Oh, nice. Okay, definitely dashing so that we can Omnath Fetchland next turn. Omnath Fetchland on turn 3 is pretty good. I think. So if I see a crab, I'm not going to cast it. Yeah, but if I name 2 for Drown, I'll turn off Eladamri's Call, so it's kind of a wash. Like, I turn off 4 cards, I turn off for them, I turn off 4 cards for B. I think I just go cast Ragavan and cast Resto. Yeah, I have 1 Ragavan because I think it's very important to have access to 1 good 1-mana spell to Chord for, because I find yourselves in a lot of spots where you have Chord of Calling and you can Chord for 1 at end of turn, and you're like kind of desperate to just use that Chord for 1 to advance your board state in any way you can. And so I used to play a Giver of Runes in that spot, but I think it's just better to play Ragavan. But I'm only playing 1. So if you opened a Ragavan in your like MH2 packs and you don't want to buy any more than just the 1, then maybe this is the deck for you. We also drew the Endurance. I could maybe bring in Aven Mindcensor. I forgot how like they play so many fetches and they play Field of Ruin. Yeah, I should probably bring in the Mindcensor too. That actually describes me in paper. Yeah, yeah. I like this deck a lot too. What am I missing for it? If I don't think I have any. I don't own any Solitudes. I'd be missing Solitude, Eladamri's Call. I don't know if I own any Restos. And then I might be missing some lands. Some of the sideboard cards maybe. I guess I just want to make sure I can resolve Endurance before they can drown it. Solitude's almost 30. Blah. Do you rent my cards? I rent my Magic Online cards, but I've got a paper collection. Not that I really use it that much, but I don't know. It's beyond just like me not using it that much. I really like to collect. Like it feels good to have a Modern collection when I am so invested in the format and love the format so much, and and you know, having like a lot of my brews that I put together in paper is nice as well.
Athena really wants to go out, but when I open the door, she hears Zeus out there. She doesn't want to go out the door.
She's really scared of Zeus.
I know, and then when I close the door, she's just, I want to go out. Can you get
just take her out. She'll get over it. It'll be fine.
You gotta get over it. We'll run him away. Chase him away.
Yeah, they're super punished for not main phasing that. Alright, so let's bring in the Mindcensor and the Prelate. Mega seems a little worse on the draw. Okay, cut a wall. We have the Endurance. Sand's just so good if we have any green source, but let's keep, put back Solitude. Not sure which land we're leading on either. 29 lands feels low. Well, it's 30 with Glasspool, and we also have 8 mana dorks. I feel like that's totally fine. Fetch main phase because of trap, I guess. Get the Raugrin Triome this time. Alright, did they mill over my Endurance? They did not. It's really important here. Because we want to be able to, you know, Endurance these cards back in the yard. Does Mindcensor stop trap? No. Mindcensor only stops your opponents from searching. So I want to call here, so this way if they Field of Ruin at my end of turn, I just get to resolve Endurance. So they're gonna Fractured Sanity, try to snipe the Endurance. Then they did it! Okay, I have the Eternal Witness in my hand though. And they Surgical the Endurance. Good beats, dude. Must be nice. And I sighted out the Magus. Good beats. I'm probably going to play this most of today. We'll see. I'm having a good time. Don't know what to get. Because we can get Soul Herder. And then Witness back Vincer probably. Might Witness back a land. Dungeon, thank you for the resubscription. Oh no, they've milled my forest too. They milled both of my snow-covered forests. Freaking mill, man. I generally prefer when you swap decks each league, like what you play deck for days. Yeah, I generally prefer when I just do whatever I want. Thank you, Judge Bachelor, for 20 months. Appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, what are you gonna do, huh? I do feel like, I know that we're probably gonna be 2-3 here, but you know, our losses, we lost to like this crazy affinity draw. We lost to Doomwake, disputing our deputy, then game 3 going Blood Moon. And then we lost to Mill, like sniping our one of Eternal, like both of our forests and our endurance. I feel like we ran kind of bad this league. They just drew 3. Play it out. Take a draw step. They have 5 cards just off of it, I guess. I'm going to run it back, I think. Hope to get a little luckier this time. Yeah.